What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm checking out some new artists. I'm just gonna do a bunch of artists whose music I've really never listened to before. I get so many recommendations, and normally I can't respond to every single one of them, but I do notice when I start to get a critical mass of recommendations about the same person. You get 4, 5, 6, 25 DMs, and over the course of a month you're like, okay, maybe I should check out this person because clearly they're building some momentum, and if my followers like them, there's a good chance that I probably like them. So I've just been kind of keeping a list, and every time I'm like, man, that's the 5th or 6th time someone's mentioned that person to me, I've been writing them down, and I got it right here, and you can probably see in the timestamps down below who's in this video, but I'm just going to go through them, learn about them, and check out their music. Okay, first on my list is William Beckmann. I'm going to go to his website and find a bio. Okay, it says he was born and raised in the small border town of Del Rio, Texas. Spent his formative years with a radio dial dominated by the sounds of northern Mexico. He gravitated toward country. He has a publishing deal with Warner Chappell. He has tour dates with Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen. Love both of them. Yeah, let's just check out Bourbon Whiskey. This is so fun.
Well, you said it's over. Our love is dead and gone. You won't be on my mind at all.
This guy's voice is freaking classic. I feel like I'm listening to When You Wish Upon a Star or some old, it just sounds old. I mean, he looks young, he sounds young, but his voice sounds like it's from another century.
I'll be drunk off bourbon whiskey.
Wow. I love it. I mean, I should have known as soon as I saw that this video was on the Next Waltz channel, it was going to be good. I mean, that's where you'll see videos from people like the Panhandlers. They just great people kind of record there. And wow, he is no exception. I feel like I kind of just listen to Michael Bublé, classic country Michael Bublé, a little bit Roy Orbison. He's got this super vibrato in the early part of the song, but then he's just bang on clear notes later on, and that song's just kind of your standard sad I'll be drinking whiskey all alone type of song. But wowzers. I mean, this reminds me of when I listened to Coulter Wall for the first time. You know, the package of this young person having such a classic voice, you're not expecting it. Coulter Wall sounded like this grizzled old man with a weathered, haggard voice. William definitely sounds more refined. And the intervals, the way he moves between notes is very unusual. There was a part where he's like, da 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 da. It's a lot of half steps. It's not where I'll be fine. It's drinking bourbon whiskey. I mean, I can't really do it, but that's the sense of it. It's that kind of unusual melodic movement.
Enjoy your freedom.
Super cool. Love it. What an intro to William Beckmann. Is everyone else screwed in this video now? I loved that. So, cool. Y'all are 1 for 1. Good recommendation. Next up is someone called Hunter Girl. Hunter Girl. I'm pretty sure she's on American Idol. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing I know about Hunter Girl. A country singer-songwriter originally from Grootley Lager, Tennessee. What is this? This is when someone doesn't want to take someone's last name in a marriage. Grootley Lager. She began performing in her grandfather's church at age 3. Started writing songs at age 9, at 11. She's been gigging a long time. She went to college at Middle Tennessee State, went to the music business school. So I guess she sang this song Heartbreak Down on American Idol recently, and it's an original. Should I listen to the Idol performance or the recorded track? Probably the Idol performance.
But I'm gonna put this heartbreak down, get back on my own 2 feet.
So it's interesting, Luke Bryan and his critique of the song, I ended up watching all the critiques too. Luke says in there, that sounds like daggum country radio. And I agree, that's not necessarily a positive for me, especially coming off William Beckmann. This sounds a lot more like a modern country radio song, Heartbreak Down. But it's kind of also reminded me of Priscilla Block's Just About Over You. There's a lot of sort of the sad, I've had too much to drink and now I'm thinking about you. She's got some wordplay in the chorus where it's almost one of those comma songs like I described in my last video, where instead of She says, I'm going to put this heartbreak down. At some point, I'm going to put the heartbreak down. I'm going to get over this relationship because I can't let my heart break down. And that's kind of the twist at the end of the chorus, which is cleverly written. It does sound like a modern country radio song. I think she sounds pretty good on it. She's got a very almost like a little bit Miranda Lambert-y snarl in her voice, and she's quite charismatic. And you can tell she just has stage experience. Not crazy about that song, but I get how she's getting far in American Idol. I'd have to go watch like a million other videos. Like, you go to her website, and this is just a testament to someone that's been hustling and trying to make it for a while. Oh, she covered Girl Going Nowhere? I think Hunter Girl's got taste. It's also interesting she knows to brand herself as Hunter Girl. It's so interesting how so many people now are going on these reality competitions, but they don't even necessarily look at it as the thing that's going to make them a star. A lot of artists are just like looking for that little bit of exposure. They already have this music out there, because I noticed that this song was already on iTunes. She had already released it, but she's playing it there, and then it can go up the charts. So it's interesting. I think a lot of these kids don't even necessarily want to win. They just want to have a moment on The Voice. They just get a little bit of traction, or on American Idol, or whatever it is. So very fascinating, very savvy. Then I'm going to check out Bailey Zimmerman. I've heard this name a million times lately. Who is Bailey Zimmerman? Let me find his bio. He really doesn't have a website, so you know he's cool. You know you're cool when you hear your name all the time. You don't even have a freaking website. He's got all these social media profiles. Let me see if he has a Spotify bio. Oh, he's so Gen Z, the hair. It's interesting, fashion watching like the 90s kind of middle part comeback. Bailey Zimmerman is a 21-year-old singer-songwriter born and raised in Louisville, Illinois. Growing up, his father owned a trucking business. They would listen to hour after hour of country radio. He's worked in a meat processing plant. This is a very detailed bio. Okay, so he's a TikTok guy. He had a breakout single called Never Coming Home. I do see on his Insta he is part of the flat brim, gold chain, Parker McCollum look. I tried once on Instagram. The one I keep getting told to listen to is called Fall in Love, so I'm just going to do that one. And damn, it's got 4 million views on YouTube. That's a lot of views, sir. He's got 1.3 million on Spotify. Ooh, that would be interesting. What do the others have? William Beckmann. He's got 50,000, so a lot less, but I mean, I'm now going to be one of them. What about Hunter Girl? 30,000. So Bailey's like making it. Is he signed? Who released this? It doesn't say if he's signed to someone, so who knows? I mean, there's got to be some kind of team around him at this point. Let's just listen to the song. Oh, one of these super freaking wide videos. Now, that's an interesting song. Okay, my first thoughts are, how the hell would you sing that live? I feel like he's like screaming like the whole song. He's got that kind of rasp in his voice. That kind of more rocky voice is very cool on TikTok between him, Ziders. I could see it being a natural kind of aftershock of the success of Morgan Wallen, that people are really drawn to that kind of voice. I saw the light in the sunrise sitting back in the But he definitely has one. His voice definitely does a little bit remind me of Morgan Wallen, like a rockier version a little bit. It also reminds me of I Hope by Gabby Barrett, both in the kind of spiteful feeling of the song. Maybe not spiteful, but it's certainly, hers is spiteful, but this is maybe just a little more angry. But also, it reminds me of that song in that, on the chorus, I was like, good gracious, can we chill the instruments a little and let the voice be center stage slightly? It's a loud song, but it's a pretty cool song. I like the chorus, like all the lines about how love is a smoke ring wrapped around your finger and how it disappears. And he's like, I'm a walking testimony that you don't want to fall in love. I like that line because I don't know if he's saying that, you know, you don't really want to fall in love. Otherwise you would have been with me. Or if it's more of like a cautionary, like warning to her. You don't want to fall in love with this guy. Or if he's just trying to kind of cope with it himself and being like, she doesn't really want to fall in love. And however you interpret it, whether it's self-protective or it's accusatory, it kind of works. He seems to stand in front of a lot of very large trucks. Oh, is he in the 615 house? He definitely is at least a little bit in the 615 house, it looks like. If y'all don't know what that is, it's like the kind of influencer collective house. So interesting. There's all these like new TikTok-y stars now. Wow. Okay, well then if we're on one 615 house person, let's just do Ashley Cooke. Ashley Cooke is someone that I recognized from the original iteration of the 615 House, and she's ended up scoring a record deal with somebody, I forget who, but she has this song out with Brett Young that I haven't listened to, and I've actually never listened to any of her original music, so I'm gonna have to check it out. Okay, so she's from California and Florida. She's a country artist. She went to Belmont. So this video with Brett Young has 960,000 views in about a month. It's pretty damn good. And it looks like it's on behalf of Big Loud Records. So that's who I guess she signed a record deal with recently.
Points anywhere but home. White picket fence dug into the ground. Never tell now.
That song is gonna be like the wedding song. That's my first thought, is just, that is so many people's story. It's definitely told in very broad strokes, but that first verse is so pretty. Ashley wrote this with a guy named Matt Roy. It's fun to see two people on a track instead of like 3, 4, or 5. It's even more fun when you see one person on a track. But that whole first verse, where she says she's a picture-perfect painting of imperfection, a walking definition of unsettled and restless, the needle in my compass points anywhere but home, I thought I'd always be alone. I feel like I've heard a lot of songs by guys that are kind of like, oh, this girl, she's an angel, she saved me, she made me want to tame myself, and that's a lot of the discography of people I love, like Eric Church, Dierks Bentley. It's a lot of the kind of boyfriend country era. It is different hearing a girl say it, where she's like, my compass pointed anywhere but home. I didn't want a white picket fence. I thought I was unsettled and restless, and then I met you. And it wasn't until now that I actually wanted any of that stuff. It is different coming from a girl. Musically, I don't think there's anything crazy country about that. She sort of reminds me of Ingrid Andress from that one song where it's this really pretty tone. It's a really kind of like luxurious almost sound to it, but very kind of poppy and atmospheric, but acoustic. And I definitely think she is a better performer facially than Brett Young, who, I'm so hard on Brett Young, but there's just no one, I don't understand his performance style. It's just like, no matter what emotion is called for in the song, it's like, let me look like I'm in complete pain. And I just want him to kind of learn to act a little bit more with the face. So that's a nice intro to Ashley. That song is trying to be really broad and kind of a lot of people's story at the same time. That's why I think they're definitely going to go for wedding song play with this, but I would love to hear something that's like a little more specific of a story whenever I dive back in. Something that's a little more personal to her with a few more details about, her life and the world around her and the imagery and all that stuff.